What's up, everybody? For those who don't know me, my name is Jeff, and I have a bit of a problem. My problem is phones. I'd go through, buy so many, just searching for that perfect unicorn, and I've yet to find it. But what we have in front of us is a decent phone overall. I've had it for about a month. Now, I did only use it for about a week, which I know isn't very long, but the reason for that is I actually got several others close to the same time, and I was really anxious to try those out as well. But I got enough of a feel for this to know in the end, unfortunately, it's not for me. It may be for others, but just not for me. Um, as you know, this is the OnePlus 5. Everybody knows they're known for having a great fingerprint reader. I definitely agree with this. This is my first OnePlus phone. I always wanted them back as far as the OnePlus 2, but I always had a CDMA carrier. I was always on Verizon. And then I decided to hop off that train, start getting some better phones, and go with GSM stuff, which has finally brought me to this. I almost got the 3. Then the T came out. Everybody was upset about that. I was like, you know what? I'm going to hold off. And then now we have this. And I finally got one. And I will say they do make great phones. I mean, it just feels this edge. I know it's a bit iPhone-like, but whatever. You know, imitation is flattery, I guess. I think that's what they say anyways. But it feels good in the hand, you know, like Floss says. Shout out to him. I love watching his videos. But with the curve, definitely fits in hand very nicely. Opens up really quick. Another thing that's good about the phone, as far as speed-wise, you know, I know nothing's there, but it takes very quick photos, which I like. Some of my other phones, my Huawei phones, I have the Honor 8. I had the Mate 9, which has great battery life, but the cameras were a bit disappointing in the speed it took. I don't have a SIM in this, that's why it's showing that. To take photos, a lot of things, anything that moved, you wouldn't catch it. It would be blurry. It'd say hold steady to focus or something to that effect. And it was quite annoying. And I never used the dual camera for effects anyway, so I got rid of it. But with this phone, decent camera overall. I would say I've actually produced pretty good pictures compared to my S8. Side by side, I actually preferred some on this one. Now this was just still photos though. Same scenario, you know, same lighting. They're actually right beside each other. And this actually produced a photo I decided to keep. The S8 for some reason started to blur. I feel the background. I may try and post the pictures up just to show you what it was. It was like a frog in the yard. I know, amazing, right? But it was something I don't see every day, and it looked like a good picture to take. So I can throw up that comparison. On par battery life with most things out there. I think I was getting 5.5 to 6 hours screen on time, roughly. As everybody knows, dash charging is amazing. I mean, if you're low, tops it off 15 minutes, you're probably good for the rest of the night, unless you're some super power user. So with that, I love that. Of course, you got to use their charging stuff to achieve that. It also had this cool little icon that came up. I like that, the little thunderbolt. I always like seeing that. But overall, one of the things, and everybody knows multitasking, great at that. This is the 8 gig model. No issues, no hiccups ever. I would say this is not a very feature-rich phone. You know, no wireless charge, and that noise was, I still have the tape on the back. I didn't want to scratch. I should have cut that off, but whatever. I normally had it in a case, so it wasn't there anyways. But I took the case off just to do this review. Overall, though, yeah, great multitasking, 128 gig model, plenty of room for me. I usually wouldn't be the type to have this much open. I did this mainly for the video, but I do find myself, now that I've been using Android over Apple, that I don't always check to see what all's running in the background. I don't really have some of the slowdowns that I would. And now, granted, the last one I had was a 6, I believe, and an SE, which SE is a great phone. I'm just rambling on at this point, but it was a little too small, and then I did have that for quite a while. But anyways, the issue I have, and it's a pretty big one for me, is, and had I not read about this before, it probably wouldn't have been as big of an issue because I wouldn't have known what I was really looking at. And the easiest way to see this, and you're seeing all these people that I follow on here, is the scrolling is just ridiculous. The way it crunches or jelly scrolls, I think it's what it's called. Once you see it, it can't be unseen, and it is annoying to see that now every time. Oh, yeah, unveiled today. Great. Who cares? So yeah, it is fairly annoying once you realize what you're looking at, that they basically threw in an old display, the OnePlus 3 display in here, upside down, I believe is what everybody's saying, and the refresh rates are what's causing that issue, which can't be fixed, obviously, with any software updates, unfortunately, even though I think at one point they were trying to say that there wasn't a problem, then they said it was normal, and so forth, so on with that. I'm not keeping the phone. It's not for me. I've got several other phones to go through. Currently shooting this on the Note 8, which I do at this point really like. Very feature-rich phone, unlike this. Yes, you can customize a lot more probably on this than you could any Samsung, HTC, Huawei, so forth, so on. But I feel like those modding days for me may be over. I don't know. I thought this might have gotten me back into it, but after seeing the screen, maybe the colors are more true to life on everything, but they just seem flat when I was used to the pop, the vividness of, say, a Galaxy phone or the U11. The colors stand out really great on those. Again, I know it's oversaturated, but this looks like a cheaper phone to me, especially when you have an all black scene and it looks kind of gray. And the uniform lighting, you can tell that the lighting just isn't even across, unlike the U11, which I'm really impressed with. One of the keyboards I have on there, it's just insane how deep the blacks are on it. It just almost looks real. It's great. I like that phone. I'm deciding between that now. But anyways, if this were a $400 phone, out the door, this would definitely be in my collection. I would say for the lack of features, the screen being fairly annoying, it's not going to be one that I'm going to keep at this point. I wanted to. It feels great in hand with the rounded edges, but it's just not worth $540 in my opinion. I know other people argue Samsung's lag, and I agree there have been sometimes there was some stuttering, maybe a little bit of lag, and it's a little cartoony. I do have the stock launcher. I usually actually do switch that out for one of the Pixel launchers. I do like that. This is very similar to that, so you don't so much need it, but it helps. I don't remember for sure. I don't believe this has indicator icon for when you get messages, which the Pixel one does. So I did have that on here, at least not till this gets Oreo, I guess. But all in all, not for me. I know this is a little bit of a long video. It's my very first one. I appreciate it. Any suggestions, let me know. Again, my name is Jeff. I am a phone addict, and I'll see you later.